Oh, same thing. Come on, man. Just gonna shut you off. Thank you. It's like the crazy robots. And I'm gonna measure this in dollars. You know that. So I'm gonna have this one and this one in dollars too. Again, internal, it makes no difference, but it tells me that's a value of something. Coupon frequency, technically it should be integer, but hell, let's just do something with one digit. No? Oh, now let's take out the digits. Time to maturity, it can be decimal, so I'm just going to give 2 of them. So let's say 10, and face values, my favorite number, 10,000. In Japanese, it's called man. The Japanese numbering system is grouped by 4 zeros, not 3. For example, if you want to say 100,000, you actually say 10,000. A million is 110,000. This thing is going to be, let's do this. If, oops, I'm in the wrong keyboard again. If, let me see, this thing is equal to 1, that's going to be market value. Otherwise, nothing. So if I'm in the solver mode, that means I'm solving for something given the market value of the bond. So I need to enter that here. And right now, I'm just going to leave it blank. All right. And let's put it back to the setup mode. Here, I'm going to write the formula. That's going to calculate the value of bonds. I can do it in pieces. Wait a minute. Okay. I can do it in pieces, but I'm going to use apparently I need to create a copy of this. I'm sorry. I'm going to use the PV function. I used it before, but if you haven't used it before, go to all, type PV. It'll get you close enough, or it will get to you. Click on that function so that you know exactly what you're entering as input. And the rate that I'm going to use is yield to maturity, but that's an APR number. So I need to divide that by coupon frequency. The second number is number of periods. Was? Oh, was means what in German? This is the beginning of one of my favorite German expressions. Was ist los mit dir, mein Schatz? What's wrong with you, my dear? Time to maturity in years times coupon frequency. So if this is a 10-year bond, there are 5 coupons per year. There are a total of 50 coupons. Payment is the coupon amount. Well, we know how to calculate that. Face value multiplied by the coupon rate, or in this case, coupon rate, and divided by coupon frequency. And this FV is, Excel thinks of it as the future value, but in this case, properly abbreviated face value. And it already calculated it. Unfortunately, it gave us a negative number. That's because whoever Microsoft asked to write this code for this function must have been an accountant. Accountant thinks in terms of debits and credits. So if you're uh, making payments, present value of all those, if you're getting payments, present value of all those is a negative number for you. So you just put a negative in front of it. Because, so basically, we're done in terms of valuing the bond. This bond is worth $9,797.03. If this is a semi-annual bond, as most of them are, it's a little bit different. Coupon frequency doesn't affect it that much, but it does affect it. It's the rate, it's the relationship between coupon rate and yield to maturity matters more. At 4%, when yield to maturity is exactly the same as coupon rate, independent of the maturity of the bond, of course, it cannot be a zero coupon bond. Independent of the maturity of the bond, value of the bond is equal to the face value. That's one of the reasons it's called a par value. And such bonds are called par bonds. All that says is coupon rate is the same as yield to maturity. In most cases, not always, the issuers pick the coupon rate that is pretty close to the yield to maturity at the time of the issue. But later on, that thing changes. If yield to maturity goes up, bond value declines, okay? Sometimes you hear bond prices are inversely related to the interest rates. That's what that means. That also makes sense. My cash flows from this bond are fixed. I know exactly what I'm going to get, provided there's no default. Now I'm discounting those at a higher rate. So the same amount of money that I'm going to get is not worth as much to me anymore. For whatever reasons, they went up. Maybe inflation, maybe I don't trust this firm anymore. You know, that yield to maturity went up. When market value of a bond is less than the face value, those bonds are called discount bonds, but do not attach any value judgments to the word discount. And typically, Walmart is a discount retailer, right? Immediately, I know that if you want quality stuff, you probably don't want to go to Walmart. I wouldn't buy my single malt whiskey from Walmart. I don't even know if they have a liquor store, but if they did, I wouldn't buy it from them. Or I wouldn't, I mean, I would. I bought these jeans from Walmart. I don't particularly care about those. Outside of computers, whiskey, and cigarettes, I'm a very Spartan man. I spend money on those things, but I have no problem getting jeans from, Goodwill. As long as I give it a good wash, I'm good. But, if you're into other stuff, if you buy a Rolex on a Fifth Avenue street dealer, you're going to get it relatively cheap. But you also know that it's not genuine Rolex. In the old days, when I was a grad student here first, there was no direct flight from Boston to Istanbul. So we flew from New York City. People used to ask me, okay, you're going to go to New York anyway. Just go a little bit earlier, go to Fifth Avenue and get me some Gucci watches. They knew it was fake, You could go and buy one of them for 10, $20, and there's a lot of bargaining going on with those guys. They ask you for a 50, you say, here's the 10, or here's the 20, give me two. And there's the whole argument about, oh, you're stealing my livelihood. And I'm a Turk. Bargaining is in our blood. If you go to, for example, the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul, the covered bazaar, and you're going to buy carpets, as Americans, you will have a tendency to accept the price and pay them. They're actually paying for that. If he asks you $3,000 for that carpet, he'll be fine for 1,000. If you're Turk, you'll get something around that. If you're foreigner, he's gonna go down to 2,500. You think you got a great deal, and if you don't bargain as a Turk, they feel insulted. I went to Karachi, Pakistan years ago, 1999, for a business trip. I ended up paying for it every time I go into the United States because of that stamp on my passport. This was after 9/11. I paid that price. And somebody told me that I should buy my wife something called a pashmina. Okay. Any of you girls know what a pashmina is? This is little fine shawl made from the hair on this part of a goat in the mountains of Kashmir. Okay. But there's various qualities. The finest ones, you can take that whole shawl, you can pass it through a ring.